I've got a Carver stereo system. I got 2 platinum loudspeakers and 2 TFM-45s that I run mono, so each speaker has its own amp. And the left amp was giving me trouble. I would lose half the volume on that amplifier, and I'd tap on it and it would come back. It would last a day, last a week, but it's been getting more and more intermittent as time goes on, so I decided to take it out, take a look at it and see what we got. When I'd lose half the volume on the left speaker, I noticed this right meter went to 0. It did just like this. And then I'd lose half the volume of that speaker. I'm going to give us volume. I'll give us volume for a short burst, otherwise YouTube will get me for copyright infringement. Okay, right now we got both channels are properly driven. Okay, when it was, the needle was 0, I would wrap on the chassis. I could get my hand in here and I would beat all over this chassis. And I could make it come and go. Sometimes it'd last a week, sometimes it'd last a day. But as I tapped around here, when I got in this area right here, is where I could make it come and go. When you look at the schematic, this is the left channel circuit board, this is the right channel circuit board. That's the same way it is in here. This is the left channel circuit board, this is the right channel circuit board. And it's on a header connector. You can see all the pins sticking through the board. These pins go through both sides of the board, and then that board slides onto this header with this plastic connector right here. So what I end up doing was I cut this tie wrap off, came down here, I cut this tie wrap off, and I cut this tie wrap off. There's 4 screws that hold this whole rail to the chassis. There's one here, there's one back here, there's another one up here, and there's one on the opposite side right back here. So once you take those 4 screws out, the whole board is loose. And I took a screwdriver. I put a screwdriver in, I opened this up with a screwdriver to get the screwdriver in between the boards to make a gap to where I can get the body of that screwdriver in. And once I had the top separated a little bit, I came back here and I just lifted up on that back rail and it popped right out. And I just took a pencil eraser and I ran it all up and down these pins on this side of the board where they connect. And I plugged it back together, put the 4 screws back in, put tie wraps back on the wiring to hold it in place, and it works fine. I know this stuff is old, I don't know if anybody repairs it anymore, but hopefully this will help somebody else out there that's got a problem and save you a couple of $100 sending somebody to get it fixed. I'm running my amp mono, so when you run it mono, you have a single channel that gets wide into both the left and the right channels, so both channels are getting the same signal. If you were running this in stereo, you'd actually lose the whole amplifier on one channel or the other. If this one was running a stereo, whenever this meter would quit working, I would lose the right channel totally. We're back in service.